My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today, zooming in from beautiful Houston, Texas, we have a very experienced real estate syndicator, Amanda Larson. She's been in the game for quite some time, comes into this with a really strong background in real estate investing. In fact, she has a very strong background in engineering. She's got an MBA. She did all sorts of stuff with project management. And then I believe it was in 2010, she opened up her own real estate investing company, Amex Equity, and now she's in the business of syndications. So Amanda, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
No, thank you, Dave. It's a pleasure to be on. So thank you for having me on, and I'm excited to talk to you and your guests today.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can share some knowledge.
Well, why don't you give us a big picture overview of what Amex Equity looks like? What does your real estate investing business look like today? What does the portfolio look like? What's your your day-to-day? What are you focused on?
Yeah, sure. So as you mentioned, I'm based in Houston, Texas. So I focus primarily on multifamily or apartment complexes. And what we do is we syndicate. So we bring in investors who they're busy with their jobs, they have successful careers. Maybe they're in the stock market but want to diversify, and we really find a way to help them get started in real estate and invest passively. So we pool money together with our own money and investors, and we go buy apartment complexes, and we take care of everything from the asset management to the property management to finding deals, closing on them, financing, and then give our investors the cash flow and returns.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you primarily focus? Are you buying properties primarily in Texas, or what markets are you looking at?
Right now, Houston and Dallas is where the markets that I really like. I'm starting to look a little bit further out of Texas, but right now I would say 80% of my energy is focused inside Texas.
Okay, very cool. And what kind of properties you're looking at? Size, class, what's your sweet spot?
Yeah, that's a great question because it makes a big difference, right, in the business. So I focus on around the 100 unit mark. And the reason for that is at that point, that's when it makes sense. You can have full-time property management staff, full-time maintenance staff, because to be honest, that's not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is focusing on operating a business and not necessarily taking care of tenants' day-to-day challenges.
And it's the toilets. You're not all at it. I can't blame you.
Yep, I got out of that. I got out of that business, or I'm almost out of that, but I'm not, And so that's really where the scales make sense, where, and I'm not saying 100 units, like full stop, but around that mark. And then
100 to what? Like 100
to the last deal, not the more recent deal we closed on was 260. So
nice.
there's a wide range, but it's more of the bottom end is what makes the big difference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very, very cool. So 100 units up, primarily in Dallas and Houston. You've been doing this for a little while. What does the portfolio look like as of right now in 2024, late 2024?
Right now, so just to, I don't know, for your listeners' own knowledge, so it's been about 2 years, the market has been really quiet. So with interest rates doing what they've been doing, and there's almost been a standstill with buyers and sellers, and owners are trying to work out their loans. And so I haven't bought anything it's been a little over 18 months. Just because I haven't found a good opportunity for my investors. So right now I own it's Houston and San Antonio actually is where I own a couple of properties with my partners, and always looking for more. But right now really looking at networking with investors and getting ready, because I think there's a lot of opportunity on the horizon, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So Amanda, do you primarily work as like a co-GP in these projects, or do you bring down the whole thing and take care of everything and bring on investors, or a bit of both?
A bit of both.
Yeah.
Up until more recently, I was really strongly focused on spending almost all of my energy on going out and meeting brokers, touring properties, analyzing, underwriting, coming up with a business plan. And with where the market has been in the last year to 18 months, with kind of almost a pause, I'm really just growing, focusing on meeting new investors. So when the
Mhm.
opportunity does come, we can be ready to do something really exciting.
Now I've spoken with a few syndicators
Mhm.
recently, and they're kind of thinking that there's going to be quite a few deals coming on the market, especially with people that got in over their heads and now they're
Mhm.
up for refinancing. They might be a little over leveraged and all
Mhm.
that kind of good stuff. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about where the market's going? What does your crystal
I
ball tell us?
I think there will be some of that. I'm not sure there'll be as much of that as what people think.
Yeah.
Only because what I've seen is what I see on that side of sellers needing to sell, it's not properties that are doing well. So you're jumping into a challenged situation, which
Oh, for
makes
sure. Yeah.
making it profitable and bringing it up to being an operating property even more challenging. So what people thought was going to happen is they're going to go out and they were going to buy a 150 unit property, Class B, and just get it at a discount. But that's not the case. These properties have been starved of capital, which means
They
occupancy is
they went for
down.
they went from a B to a C. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have their own challenges, and that takes another skill set to work through. And it's having the vision of what that property can be. So that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of skill sets, I mean, you've got a very professional background. I
Mhm.
believe engineering,
Mhm.
plus you're a master of business administration. So you're one
Yep.
of those smart people.
Smart enough to
One of
then
the, what
transition to
one of
real
those
estate.
one of
Yeah.
those smarty pants people. So what do you kind of find? What's kind of your secret sauce when it comes to syndications? What
Mhm.
comes easier to Amanda than perhaps to other syndicators out there? What kind of makes you
Yeah.
unique or different? Yeah.
For me, I see the numbers. So I love like looking at the deal and diving deep into everything from, rent growth to what their delinquency is, to how much it's going to cost to renovate, to
Yeah.
what the business plan is and the financing side. Like I just find it really intriguing. Interest rates are interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not everyone finds that. So
No, most of us don't.
yeah.
So yeah, that is
Yeah.
well, that's wonderful. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I suspected,
Hmm.
especially with the combination of engineering and the business side of things. So that makes a
Hmm.
ton of sense. So in other words, you really enjoy the underwriting
Yeah.
process and seeing if a deal's a deal and crunching the numbers and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What about the project management side of things? I think you've got a
Mhm.
background in that as well. Are you into finding these underperforming properties that you can get at a discount and then optimizing them, or do you prefer to kind of walk into a more of a turnkey situation?
I do like a value add, but there's a value add and then there's a deep value add. A lot of
Yeah.
these, what I see is it's a great opportunity, but it's also a lot of risk going into a property with challenges that you're not going to see them all on the surface. They're going to be, a lot of deferred maintenance, a lot of delinquency, property management challenges.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of risk for investors as well. And a lot of when I talk to investors, they are risk off right now. So they're tired of the risk. They had took enough risk with the floating rate debt and they want more of something, maybe a little less returns or potential returns, but more of a sure thing.
And more of a
So that's
steady
what I'm,
Eddie kind of,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Interesting. So I'm guessing based on what we're talking about here, that a lot
Mhm.
of the people that you're talking to, investors or prospective investors,
Mhm.
already have experience in syndications, and a number of them have kind of been bit in the butt with what's been going on over the last couple
Mhm.
of years. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either they have experience or, they've heard or,
They've been watching the news and
yeah.
hearing all the doom and
Yeah.
gloom stuff. Yeah.
And it just also like your your network or your investors, you need to grow, you need to keep that and keep those fostered. And if they're feeling nervous, our my job is to cater and to serve my investors. And
Mm.
so they really tell me what they want and I go out and find it.
Well, that's challenging though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
because everybody wants high returns and low risks and steady Eddie type stuff. Good
Yeah.
luck. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I
it's
agree. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we have to bring them what they want within reason,
Mhm.
and there's yeah, it's a balancing act for sure. So Amanda, these days, I know you're very active in the capital raising side of things. So what do
Mhm.
you find is working well for you these days for connecting with new potential investors?
Yeah, I'm diving a little bit further into social media than I ever thought I would. So you'll find me on LinkedIn. I'm there every day posting or 5 days a week.
I think that's how we connected. So yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And social media, and I'm an engineer, so it doesn't come naturally to me. But I'm enjoying it actually. I'm surprised that, it's allowing me to find a voice and to meet new people and to talk to people. And I'm
Yeah.
really
So
liking it.
what kind of stuff do you post about typically, especially on LinkedIn? What do you find is
Yep.
effective?
I try to post, I educate, and then
Mhm.
also I do a lot about mindset and then just about getting to know me because that's really important. Investors want to know who you are, and so I try to
Mhm.
give about my background, what I'm doing, where I'm from, what I've done in the past,
Yeah.
and a little bit about my personality as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
Very, very nice. And so what are the plans? What does the horizon look like for Amanda Larson and
Hmm.
Amex Equity over the next year and a half? Where do you see things going?
Well, I think as I've alluded to, there's a lot of opportunity on the market or
Mhm.
coming soon, I think. And
Nice.
so just meeting more investors and starting to look at more deals and take something down or take a few things down here in the next year to 18 months.
Nice. Excellent. So I'm just jotting some notes. You
Yeah,
jogged something in my mind there. So
of
Amanda,
course.
as we're wrapping things up, if people are listening to this and saying, "Hey, I would like to connect with Amanda. I'd like to find out more,"
Mhm.
where should they go? If you could only send them one place, where would that be?
Yeah, definitely go to my website. It's amexequity.com. So just amexequity.com, and there's an investor form and there's some free resources and we can have a call, and it's just an easy getting to know you call. I'm not going to try to sell you. It's just, get to know me and I get to know you and see if we're a good match.
That sounds great. Well, Amanda, thank you very much for sharing some insights on what you're up to and what you see coming down the pipeline. I really appreciate
Mhm.
it. And all the best in this next year.
Perfect. No, thank you, Dave. It was a lot of fun being on the show.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.